Hello and welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. I'm Lorraine and today I am going to do this card. Inspiration came from Tracy Bradley on Instagram. So thank you very much, Tracy, for the inspiration. Changed up just a little bit, but pretty much the same card. I've used Fresh Freesia with the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper, and I used the painted texture folder to give it some texture. And I used the many thanks. It's actually sending many thanks for all you do, but I'll show you, that's the point of the video, is to show you how to use just part of a stamp if you want to. So let's get started. Lots of different pieces of paper here, lots of measurements, but it's all really simple. So I'll just pop that off to the side. This one I'm going to do in Melon Mambo. So we've got the pieces for the greeting. So your background is 1 by 3 1/4, and the actual piece you're putting the greeting on is 3/4 by 3. And then we need our matted pieces for the front. This is also run through the painted texture folder. It's 4 1/4 by 1 1/2, and the piece it goes on is 4 1/2 by 1 3/4. So I'll just pop those there like that. Just going to check to make sure that they're in frame, and they are. And then this is a standard card base with a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white that has been run through that same folder. And then we've got the kind of focal point of the card. I used the largest of the Stylish Shapes squares, which is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So I cut a matting piece out of the Melon Mambo at 3 by 3 so that it all mats up and we've got that little bit of interest. If you don't have this square die, you can absolutely just cut it to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Not a problem at all. But what I want to show you is how you can just use part of a stamp. So what I've done is, I'm wondering if maybe I should put this on something so you can actually see it a little bit better. So we'll just put it on there for now, like that. So what I've got is the Sending Many Thanks for All You Do stamp, but I've put some washi tape over the area that I don't want stamped. This is one way to do it. Another way is you could take, if you've got the Stamp and Write markers, not the blends because they're alcohol and they'll just evaporate, but the Stamp and Write markers, you could just color in the piece that you wanted. Or you can use your washi tape, you can ink up, and then you peel the washi tape off. So your fingers can get a bit mucky, but you can just peel that off. Make sure that you've only got what you want stamped, and then you just place it down. And what you end up with is just the part of the greeting that you want. So it's important to remember, as silly as it sounds, to remove the washi tape. On my sample, I actually forgot to remove the washi tape, and I couldn't figure out why I was still getting inked letters. But anyway, so now we just need to pretty much go ahead and build the card. Like I say, I really wanted to focus this video on how to just use part of a stamp. Like I say, there's the couple ways to do it. There's the washi tape to block everything off that you don't want. And then there's also, you can use your Stamp and Write markers. Okay, so I'm going to take my 4 1/4 by 1 1/2 piece of white, and I'm going to mat it on my 4 1/2 by 1 3/4 piece. Okay. So we're just, same rules that I always use, just line it up on the one side and drop it down. Now this gets flat mounted onto the card front. So, and I'm just pulling this in so it's kind of equidistant all the way around, like that. And then we need to I'm running out of places to put my stickies down. So hopefully that still all makes sense. So we'll just flat mount this piece to the background. And the nice thing is you can choose where you want to pull your focal point out. If you really wanted your focal point to be some of the more yellow, you could absolutely cut from there. But I really wanted kind of the pink to be the focal point, so that's why it's in there like that. And this gets dimensionalized. So let's pop some dimensionals on there. This one's being difficult, of course it is, because it's the video. Everything goes absolutely perfectly in the in the demo, and then you get to the video. So let's peel those off. And this comes up just a little bit higher. As you can see, there's actually more at the bottom, but that's so I can put the greeting in. So I'm just going to kind of pop this in like that. And then we need to layer up the greeting. Oops. And that's dimensionalized and has adhesive on it. So I'm just going to, sorry, I'm probably out of frame there. Drop that down like that. And if you're matting anything, go down 1/4 inch, or if you've got your main piece, go up 1/4 inch all the way around, and that gives you that nice border on it. So this is going to overlap the base. So I'm going to put dimensionals along the bottom because this piece is dimensionalized. So it's going to pop 3 dimensionals along the bottom like that, and just run some adhesive along the top so that it sticks to the floral element there, the kind of the focal point of our card. And then we just make sure we're kind of equal distance on each side of that, push it down. And I colored up some of the iridescent basic pearls so that I had the correct color, and I did this in the dark melon mambo, and just to pop them down. It's a good idea if you're going to do this to do them a little bit ahead of time so that they have a chance to dry a little bit. But then you just pop them down just to bring kind of your eye around, and that is our card. Again, thanks to Tracy Bradley for the inspiration, and let's create together again soon.